Hello there, you wonderful, wonderful people. You know who you are. You're wonderful, goddammit. Anyway, welcome to ARK Survival Evolved Episode 9 on the PvP server. Now, this episode is going to start off a little bit differently because on this server, somebody has been doing a little bit of a cheaty cheat. And that's why my videos on ARK have slowed up a little bit recently, because I've been trying to wait for the admins to actually do something about this, or I'm probably not going to play there anymore because somebody has a severe hard-on for me and is cheating on the server in order to try and make my life very, very difficult. So until he gets either banned or, well, to explain what actually is happening, I'm going to cut to a video that I made specifically for the admins so you can understand, at least if you're familiar with ARK, so you understand what's actually going on. Okay, so this is interesting. In my previous ARK video, I saw that Blind Diva, I keep calling him Blind Diva, it kind of is a diva, but I saw Blind Veer playing online on the server. He plays the character 123 on the server, which I'm probably sure he's going to try and deny, but he always comes online and then he's online on the server as 123. We see his in-game name as 123 and his base is ROD, Rod. And if you cast your mind back to my previous video, which you may or may not have just seen, to clarify at this point, you might go back and watch it again, but in the video, I say, this guy's online that I want to raid, 123 or Blind, and I go over to his base, and curiously, it's actually secure, as in offline raid protection. And I thought nothing much of it at the time. I was like, oh, he's on Blind, he's in Discord online playing ARK, and he's on the server as 123 as always. Watched him log in. I was kind of waiting. I was in Discord chatting away, and suddenly he's on. And I thought, well, that's weird because his base is still protected. Some crafting or something? Or is this going to be a successful base raid or not? That's probably the major question. I don't really have a safe way of approach, because he's kind of put the plant turrets in quite a brilliant position, actually. I didn't realise you could actually mount them vertically. But there's one over here somewhere. I think it's that level that he's on? Yeah, he's just in this bit there. It's not rendered in though, it's not close enough. Try and get so we're just at render distance for Epic. A little bit further. There's a zombie Jarbo down there. Alright. Oh, he's not online. Did he have problems? Yeah, so I waited a few minutes for the video and then started dropping zombie dodos on his base because I thought, maybe he's had problems logging in or something. And then, oddly enough, I have this. A player that just died near my base who's called Human Troll. But before he died and was spyglassed, his player name was 123. And sure enough, he's online playing ARK as 123. And I'm like, wait, what? Have I just figured out something that's actually going on here? Because Human Troll has built a little raid base, or had started building a little raid base right next to me. Literally a stone's throw away from me. So he's building two bases with his two accounts to raid me. Look at him over there with his stuff. Looks like someone's raided him though, which is funny. So, I finish what someone started and break his base, kill his dinos, and he starts talking to me. And so has Blind, as ROD, as the player 123, another little miniature base with his dinos on, ready to come raiding because he knows where I am. What's the first thing he says? Why would you do that? Why would you kill my dinos? I'm gonna tell Blind where you are. Where did that come from? 123 was the only person on the server, who is bandwith, who is playing ARK right now in Discord. So after logging off at the end of that clip, and he's the only person on the server, the only one, 1, 2, 3, bandwith. That only person on the server talking to me just then was Human Troll. I wait a few minutes, start talking in the Discord and whatnot. Again, watching the server, he's the only person on that server. Suddenly he logs out. Suddenly he logs in. And again, I wait a little bit because I know exactly what's going to happen. And sure enough, it did. So somebody attempted to raid my base. Again, the only person back on the server was 1, 2, 3. Guess who's playing as 1, 2, 3? That is bandwith in Discord on the server. Discord and gaming are connected. He is the only person to go on ARK and be on the server as 1, 2, 3 at the same time. I've been attempted to have been raided. There's a couple of holes in my building, but only the first layer of about 6. And guess who isn't on the server anymore? And guess who isn't online anymore? Guess who's got building protection from logging off just a few moments ago? The other bandwith. I rest my case, Your Honour. Thank you very much for watching. Now, I guess I could and should admit that this isn't 100% foolproof. I'm sure there could be a dozen different excuses. He could say it's his brother playing, or his dad, his sister, his mother, his, have I been through brother? His second cousin twice removed, the family dog. He could say anything. He could say that he Steam shares with a friend, yet he says that he doesn't know what Steam share is in Discord. At least that's his other excuse. He has an excuse for pretty much everything, but a minute ago he denied all knowledge of knowing what I was talking about, and he doesn't know what Steam share is. Now this is clearly the same account that's doing this. This is not someone logging in under a different name with a different copy of the game. This is Steam share. That's why he's not even bothered to change his name. It's still 1, 2, 3, which account he connects with to the server. It's still 1, 2, 3. He's just made a second account called 1, 2, 3. But the thing is, I think there's enough smoke there that there's very, very likely fire. And the easiest way to check would be to check his IP when he's online on the server as 1, 2, 3. And then if he logs out and logs back in again, playing ARK as another 1, 2, 3, the IPs will be the same, but obviously one will be called 1, 2, 3 ROD and one will be called 1, 2, 3 Human Troll. Okay, welcome back to Future Turbo. Hopefully that video has kind of opened your eyes to the reason why I've not really felt like playing on the server that much, because I have my own little stalker, I guess, on the server. I don't know who he is or how old he is. My guess is probably going to be not very old, because this is quite childish. And so the episodes are going to be a little bit further apart. I may just wait until the new Aberration server goes up, because that's going to be PvE, and thus no one can technically cheat. They can only cheat themselves on that, not anyone else. And so I think I may wait for that, so there may be some other content coming, guys, before I do some more ARK, because I really don't feel like, until something is done about him, I really don't feel like playing on the server, because it's just going to be a case of I'm not going to be able to make any content, because this guy is just going to keep trying to be a pain in the ass, because he's a small, petulant little child. So, that's the reason why, guys. It's not because I don't want to make any more content. I would love to, but I feel a little bit under the pressure of, well, I guess actually not really wanting to, because I'm not going to be able to do anything. Because I've got to get raided when I'm offline, I'm going to get raided when I'm online by somebody playing as 2 separate people, and so he has double the opportunity to fight me. He has double the opportunity to trade with himself, because he can do that. If he builds a base or an outpost right next to himself, which he has done, then obviously he can do things like farm metal, have it cooking, switch characters, do the same thing on there. So he's going to have like literally double of everything, all the resources, double the characters, so he can raid, then pretend to do somebody else, raid the same person again with a different character. You see how this could be a problem for PvP when it's supposed to be a goddamn solo server. And so while there was going to be a proper episode 9, guys, with a raid and counter raid, knowing what I know now, I don't think I'm going to give him the satisfaction of actually uploading that video. Knowing what I know now, I don't think any of it really counts, because none of it will have technically been fair. But basically, he base wiped me in a little childish rage because somebody raided his base and killed his dinos, so he came over to my base, killed all my dinos, apologized and said, "Oh, I'm sorry, someone's killed all my dinos," because that's somehow my fault. And then he proceeded to break as much of my base as possible, even the things that didn't matter. He didn't raid me, he didn't take anything, he literally killed all the dinos, even the passive ones, broke gates, broke fences, even though he was already inside the base. He blew up everything outside the base, inside of the base, like he was trying to foundation wipe me. So I'm not going to give him the satisfaction of that video going up. Knowing what I know now, none of that was legit. And so, I digress. There's going to be another episode soon. That'll be different, because obviously I've rebuilt a base somewhere else, which he's already tried to raid, as you've seen from that particular video. And so I've built a new base by going on the server undercover, as it were. Because that's what I have to do now. I have to go undercover to bring you guys content. But anyway, hopefully something is done about this jackass. If not, then I will only play on the PvE server, because I don't see why I should put up with this in order to enjoy playing a game and then bringing you the content. So if you want someone to blame that dipshit. And I'll see you guys in another video really soon. Got lots of things coming up. Got some VR stuff coming up too, which is always good fun. And so I'll see you guys in hopefully a lot more cheerful video where I don't have to call someone out for being a douche nozzle. Just as a sit rep, as I like to often do, and call it a sit rep because it sounds cool and official, I've actually got some updated information for you guys. In the proceedings of making this video, I've obviously also been talking with the admins and stuff, and at the moment, because there's a bunch of admins for the server, a bunch of mods, about 10 of them or so, at the moment they're deciding what best to do about this. At the moment, most people seem to think that this isn't fair and isn't legit. Only one person so far, I'm not going to mention names just in case they don't want me to, but one person has said that this is totally fine. I'm glad that most of them are in disagreement with that, because it should be pretty obvious to the layman that on a server where you're supposed to be playing solo, you're supposed to be on your own, that this is unfair. Because obviously as two people, he can do twice everything. That means twice the harvesting, twice crafting, and obviously share items between his characters. And of course, as he has quite obviously done or planned to do, is raid me twice as two separate characters, making it look like, oh, one person happened to attack you and then I did, or I happened to attack you, then somebody else mysteriously also tried to attack you. This isn't fair for a server that's supposed to be solo only. Yes, you can't play as both characters at the same time, but it can do them one after the other and double all his returns across two characters. That, in my opinion, is 100% cheating and 100% unfair in terms of how the rules are set out on this server, which is solo only. You're not even allowed to trade with each other. Technically speaking, playing as two counts and trading items with each other is still covered by that rule alone, without taking into account all this other bullshit. It's unfair, it's cheating, and it's bullshit. I'll just put it at that and leave it at that. If you think differently, that's, opinions are like assholes. Everybody has got one. But anyway, I digress. Before I ramble on, there will be some more videos, guys. I just don't know whether it's going to be on this server still, if nothing is done. If something is done, then yes, the content will still keep coming. If not, then I'm going to wait until the DLC for ARK drops this month, and then get started on a brand new series of PvE, and I guess we're going to be allowed to team up with people and stuff, so it could still be interesting doing all that content on the new DLC. So, unfortunately, guys, that is how it is. Obviously, you know who to blame, and I'm just going to leave it there. I don't really like to do exposés of stuff, but people keep asking me, like, when's the ARK content come in? So I thought I might as well just share exactly what I've shared with the admins, and that's, this bullshit. And that is why the content's been a little bit slower, because it doesn't feel great coming onto the server knowing that basically every time I log in, everything's going to be fucked up by the same person who has a serious issue with me. So I will just leave that there. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.